Alan's not here.
Right.
It's just the three of us today.
I thought Alan shaved.
I am not Alan.
Alan's not here. It's just the three of us today. No guest. We're booking right now. Email us at darkerwithdaniel@gmail.com if you'd like to be a guest or somebody you know would like to be a guest. Send us the who, what, when, where, and why. And
Why?
that's basically it. We have some exciting guests coming up soon, but you'll see them when they get here. Hunter, you had an interesting topic you wanted to talk about. I think we should just bring it in with that.
In pandemic news, I won't say the word because YouTube does not approve of that. I'm sure this will be just enough for them to take it down. I'm not going to say it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's why. Okay.
We definitely talked about this at least once, maybe twice on the podcast.
They haven't taken
already.
us off yet.
So beginning in August, Walmart is going to be converting 160 of their U.S. store parking lots into drive-in movie theaters as the pandemic continues.
So like 1% of their
I actually don't know what portion that is. But
Is that real?
Yeah, it
This
says the event will run through October and encompasses more than 300 showings. So that's less than 2 per parking lot, I guess.
I'm just saying, if there's ever going to be a ratchet drive-in theater, it's going to be a Walmart one, dude.
It actually says...
It's actually kind of neat.
It's kind of neat. I just like to shit on everything.
No, I don't know what the fuck. CNN is absolutely the worst website to get information from.
Wow.
I know I'm on... I'm not going to make that political.
I was going to say, Hunter, we stay away from politics on here.
The middle
Politics.
of the middle of this article just ties in something completely unrelated. It shows a picture of something, and it's completely unrelated.
And also can't talk about it on YouTube.
Would love to see that off air. Yeah, no, a Walmart drive-in, that's...
I mean, it'd be kind of cool because I already kind of use the Walmart parking lot as, like, a source of entertainment.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be much different except for I'd actually be watching something on, like, a projector and not just people.
It's going to be interfering with my people watching.
How are they, like, okay, so are they bringing in one of those, like, what, those big inflatable screens, or?
Maybe they'll just use the building.
I think that's what I'm
That'd be kinda
assuming
neat.
is they probably just drape the building because the building is already tall enough and wide enough.
How are they going to park the cars? Because
You'd have to change the parking direction.
You'd have to change the parking on that.
Unless you want everybody sitting, like, in their cars.
Man, could you imagine going to a Walmart out in the boonies and, like, oh, God, I can just see somebody.
Hey, your flag is blocking the movie.
Oh
I
my
didn't
God.
say what flag. I didn't say what flag.
Oh, my
But
God.
you know what flag I'm talking about.
Is that my sister? Oh, God. All right, we gotta get off
Too
this
much,
topic.
too much, too
Yeah,
much. Right.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Wow. I mean, props for Walmart for being proactive on that, but, like, there's another small business being taken away by Walmart.
Very true. Yeah, but, I mean, there's not a whole lot of them.
No.
It's also, it's. I guess they are preying. I guess I was going to say they're not preying on a dying market, but I guess they are kind of preying on a dying market. But
Yeah, but it's like a severely dying market. Like,
it's not going to get revived.
No, like it's a niche or niche. How do you pronounce niche market? It's a niche market. Like, look at horrors down in fucking Dillsburg. Like, that one's been around forever. All the drive-in theaters that are around have been around forever. And the reason why you don't see new ones is because they just won't do well. Most people, I think, go to drive-in theaters for, one, the experience, and two, like, the little bit of, like, vintage history feeling they get from it.
It's like a little bit of nostalgia. And
Yeah,
I always
nostalgia.
That's the word I was looking for.
I always liked
Yeah.
going there as a kid, but now I understand that, like, maybe I don't want to pee in a bathtub across from a bunch of grown men.
Dude, there's no divider.
Do they still have that?
Yeah.
It is.
The trough.
It is an. I don't know if you'd call it a trough. I remember it specifically being an actual bathtub.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is an actual bathtub there, bro.
And as a child, young child, maybe 6, 7 years old, you're at dick height.
Yeah. It's just me.
And
your
there
face.
are
It's not
just-
family friendly.
It's just a horseshoe of just men's genitalia in front of your eyes.
Yeah. I'm not about that life. I just still don't understand why. Like, I'm not piss shy, but when you put yourself right beside another dude peeing, you just get a little, like, yeah.
It's bad enough if you're next to me too close. I don't want to look at you while I'm peeing.
Wait, no, there's a wall. There's a wall on the one side of it. Unless they like
maybe
there may have not been back then.
This is also hazy because I was a young child and traumatized, but
I remember last time I went, I was like a kid and I got so piss shy I couldn't, like, I'm not piss shy now, but I couldn't. Yeah.
What are those like weird laws called that they don't really enforce anymore? There's like a name for them, like dumb laws.
Anything I say as a joke is going to be offensive, so I'm not going to.
Well,
not going to make any jokes.
No, but fun fact. I'll take Alan's spot today. Fun fact. In Pennsylvania, you cannot use a bathtub as a urinal.
Wait, really?
Really?
I
believe it that it is.
Isn't it like you also can't sleep on top of a refrigerator?
Yeah, there's some weird. Yeah, there's a bunch of weird ones. Pennsylvania has some of the weirdest ones.
There's this British guy. He's got a real fucking weird name. I can never remember it. He has a bunch of wild videos, like sneaking 3 friends into a single buffet because they all dress in the same outfit, and you got like he's like an average size 20-something-year-old guy. He has his big burly like 40-year-old friend, and then his female friend that's like in her 30s. They all dress in the same outfit and like go into this place to see if they can all. Yeah. Regardless, he has ridiculous videos like that. He did another one in England where like he broke all of their like ridiculous laws, and one was like you can't run around suspiciously holding a salmon. So he's just running around England with the salmon. There's one, it's like you can't dress up in a suit of armor or go into the palace, or it's like a crime punishable.
Isn't that the two brothers?
No, it's not 2 brothers. No, just one guy. But yeah, like he was just going around doing all this shit. It was hilarious to watch. Because like the one was literally like a crime punishable by beheading or something like that. It was a really funny old law. Yeah.
Dude, those laws are really cool if you actually look into them. Because there's like some really weird ones. Like one of them was in New York. When there's a game at the stadium, you can't walk backwards with peanuts in your pocket or something down the sidewalk adjacent to the stadium. Like, what happened that made that a law?
That's what I'm saying. Like, that was a power grab right there. It had to have been
something. Like who was doing that?
Somebody was trying to hassle somebody. They're like, no, it's a law. And they're like, let me see it. And they're like, give me 1 second. Let me just write that down quick. Yeah, it's in the book. It's a law.
Oops,
can't walk
it fell in the mailbox
with peanuts in your pocket adjacent to the stadium.
Maybe it was ice cream. It was like peanuts or ice cream. Ice cream would be weirder.
Why would you put ice cream in your pocket?
Dude.
I mean, I don't know why you'd put peanuts in your pocket.
I mean, Filthy Frank put ravioli in his pocket. I think ice cream's a whole new level, actually. You're right.
Yeah, but that's just convenient.
I don't want to even talk about Filthy Frank. We'll get canceled for that.
One that apparently is still a law in PA, which I thought was illegal everywhere, is you can't barter infant children. You're not allowed to sell your child. It stipulates a person is guilty of a misdemeanor of the first degree if he deals in humanity by trading, bartering, buying, selling, or dealing in infant children. Luckily, it's only a misdemeanor, though.
Only a misdemeanor? Are you shitting me?
That's interesting.
That doesn't surprise me. Last time I checked, and it's been a few years, marijuana was illegal in more states than fucking a horse. So that was an actual fact. I looked it up state by state. Like bestiality or something like that along those lines was legal. And
what was that?
Wasn't.
That's an old H3 callback. Just the right height, no bucket required.
Oh my God.
Didn't we talk about season 1?
That was
somebody
deleted.
Yeah, that was.
There's an acronym for it.
Yes, we did talk about that.
JT, no, just JR, no, and
BT. Or BR.
I don't know. We should get past this.
Yes, that was deleted for good reason.
Yeah, and we're going back to it for no reason. Do you have another one?
Yeah, in less related news, and this will be the last topic I'm going to bring up, so you're on your own after this. Breaking a record, Jeff Bezos is now worth nearly $172 billion, which is insane on its own. But that's after he lost 25% of his Amazon stock, which is roughly a 4% stake in the company, in his divorce. after 25 years of marriage.
Who the fuck is his wife?
And his ex-wife.
I'm trying to marry her.
His ex-wife is now worth $57 billion and makes her the 12th richest person in the world.
That's an expensive. I gotta stop. Oh my God! Wow. What's her name? Because I need to marry her and then divorce her so I can be worth 20.
They only give her first name, but I can assume she won't get rid of the Bezos name, so I can assume her whole name is Mackenzie Bezos.
Mackenzie's a good name. I could work with that. What'd she look like?
I could work with this.
I'm doing it for the business, by the way. Yeah, I'm doing it for the business.
Does it matter?
It's all for the business.
It's strictly business.
It's strictly
At $57 billion, does it matter?
Yeah, you're right. All right. As long as she doesn't have AIDS.
Oh God. Okay. Really,
and then
really
it's still
trailing
kind
off
of
here.
iffy.
All right.
Camel, Pennsylvania on your shirt.
Yeah.
That's a blast from the past.
It is well, you were there, right?
I was in. Well, all right. So I was initially supposed to go. All right, we're gonna rabbit hole here. It was a year after I graduated, and we were planning on doing a boys' trip, and it was me, Johnny, Derek, and Kyle. You know all of them.
Going to the cabin.
Yeah, well, the initial plan is we were roughing out in the woods. We packed sleeping bags, and that was it, and 30 cases of beer and no water. We brought a shotgun and a couple BB guns and no food. We were yeah, we were just gonna rough it out there in the middle of fucking nowhere. So we're 10 minutes from where we're staying, which was supposed to be Camel State Park or whatever the fuck. And Johnny's like, wait a second, turn around. And we're like, what? And he's like, that's my cabin right there. That's my family's cabin. I didn't realize where Camel was because it's, I don't know. So we turn around and we go back, and Johnny's like, oh, I wonder if I can find the spare key. And he reaches under the porch and grabs the spare key.
Oh my God.
We ended up staying there, and we met a bunch of locals, and everybody there was so nice because around here rednecks are all fucking dicks. So
dude, out there you rely on each other.
Dude, they do. There's no cell phone service.
If something happens, you're not getting to the hospital for a while. Mm-hmm. They don't even have Camel. A lot of the surrounding I guess we'll call them villages because they're smaller, much smaller than a town. But the little areas around it use Camel now as an address. A lot of them didn't even have addresses at all.
Yeah,
because they're just out there.
Yeah,
there's nothing there.
There's literally nothing. It's insane. I also do want to get back. I don't want to say all rednecks around here are dicks, but
don't rely on them if you're on the side of the road.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They're not the same kind of rednecks as up there. And literally, it was our first night down there. We went down to the little shop because that's all there is. I don't even remember what we were getting. Some sort of supplies.
The little
the one that's right next to the wagon wheel, the gas station.
Yep.
Yeah, right by the river or creek, whatever. Yeah.
It has 2 pumps.
Yeah, exactly. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
No covering, just old school pumps.
We were there, and there's 2 girls working the cash register, and then we just hear we see these 2 or 3 big redneck guys walk in, and they're our age. And they're talking about some sort of a huge party or whatever, and me and Johnny, being me and Johnny, were oh, did you guys say something about a party, huh? And we walk over and start talking to them. They're oh yeah, it's some fucker we don't like. What are you guys up to? What's the deal? We're oh, we're out of town. We're up in the cabin. You guys want to come party? They're yeah, sure, we'll bring some friends. So it's fucking midnight. We're all sitting there playing cards. We're falling asleep. And we're all right, I guess the guys aren't coming. We're literally, I think I just stood up to go to bed. And we just hear this fucking truck roaring down the driveway.
And you can't text them to see if they're still coming because there's no service.
There's no service for miles.
You just hear in the distance. But I think that's getting closer.
Yeah. Yeah, the fucking truck just comes flooring up, and all these people hop out, and they were just immediately what's going on, dudes? Let's be friends. And we hung out, drank together. We shot shotguns. Probably shouldn't have, but we did. And I set up it was my first fucking night. I put my can of Axe because I was using Axe for whatever reason, body spray. We set it up and shot it with a shotgun the first night on a 4-day trip. Didn't think that went through because we didn't have showers.
Hell
so yeah, it was pretty gross. Dude, that was just a wild weekend up there.
And that was the weekend Danny realized he loves America.
Dude, I do love America.
And he has body odor.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So we went in the creek the next day. That was a lifesaver because I was smelling real bad.
I'm also assuming your cabin didn't have water, right?
I don't think it did. I think that's why we went into town was to get water.
Okay, so you went into town to get water, but you didn't have like running water. You couldn't like.
I don't think we did.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very like isolated.
There
up
wasn't
there.
a bathroom. There was an
Okay.
outhouse. So
Okay.
yeah,
we went.
There isn't like a sink in the outhouse, obviously.
No, there was a kitchen sink. I remember that because one dude shotgunned a beer over top of it, which is gnarly. I've never actually, still to this day, I don't think I've ever seen that many shotgun a beer as fast as him.
Which is surprising because you've seen a lot of people shotgun a lot of beers.
Dude, this was crack up down. I don't know how the fuck.
How do you make a hole big enough that you can shotgun a beer that quickly?
It was about the size of a quarter. Like he had his whole fucking mouth around the side of it. But, so the next day we're out tubing. My fucking tube pops. Everybody's like way ahead of me. They have no idea where I'm at. I'm pissed. I don't have a tube. I'm in the middle of nowhere. Have no idea where I am. So I just swim over to somebody's backyard and just walk up to their yard and start walking down this road, hoping it takes me to town. And
Did it?
well, I'm pretty sure it did. For some reason, I feel like it was like right off the main road or something like that, or it may have even been the main road that ran along the river because that's how a lot of main roads run. I'm walking up this road. I'm fucking pissed. I'm like, the guys don't even know where I am. I don't have any cell phone reception. I don't even have my fucking phone on me. Fucking tube cracked. I'm barefoot, shirtless, and I just hear a truck roaring. I'm like, oh my God. And I like run off to the side. I'm like, this truck's going to jump this fucking hill. Truck jumps the fucking hill and then slams on the brakes and stops and pops their head out. It's the fucking dudes from the night before. They're like, what's up, brother?
Oh my God.
I'm like, what's up? They're like, we're just jumping hills.
It's really weird. So it's really weird because that's like just how everything is in that town.
Mm-hmm.
Like you will 100% run into the same group of people because there's not many people up there.
It's like the Dukes of fucking Hazzard.
Dude, we
north.
went up there and went on a bar tour. We started
Canceled.
Yeah, we started on a bar tour from what's that college that's up there?
Bucknell?
Not Bucknell.
No, it's on the way.
It's on the way. It's like I forget.
Oh,
I always forget the name of this place.
it's not Kutztown. Is it Kutztown?
No.
Yeah.
No. It's like
Fuck.
I forget. But
Yeah, I know what
anyways,
you're
there's a
talking
college up there. So you kind of get off the exit where the college is. And if you go to the college, you kind of veer off. You go like, I don't know, 10 miles back. And then there's the college. If you turn right, you go north up towards Camel. So we stopped and we started our bar tour.
Oh, fucking Lockhaven.
University.
Jesus, yeah.
So we started our bar tour right there. There's like a little restaurant, looks like a giant log cabin. And that was the first one. I was like, oh, this is neat. Like, this restaurant bar looks like a log cabin. Well, they all do.
Oh, the Black Forest Inn.
Yes.
I went there.
That's like the first bar that you see on that trip.
Dollars stapled to every single wall and beam in that bar.
Yep. And then we kept going up that road. And you just like, it's all windy. And you drive another like, I don't know, 20 minutes or whatever. And you get to the next bar. And you go there. And then like we got near Camel and the bars started getting much smaller. They were like half the size of this room, which, well, actually this is a big room, but like a quarter of the size of this room. It was just basically someone's house. It was really weird, but we ran into a bunch of people, and that entire night we kept running into the same people because everyone was doing the same trip. Everyone just goes north up until you get to Camel, where there's a bar. And what's it say on the back? It's like where dreams go to die. And yep, that's pretty much
fucking own it.
yeah, that's pretty much what happened. We got up there, and I don't remember anything after that bar.
Nice.
Oh my God.
But
Wow.
yeah, Camel's crazy, man.
Dude, it is. Like that whole, I think Renova is up there as well. Like that whole area. I want to go
That's
back
further
and
than
visit.
Renova, I think.
Camel?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it technically is, but it's like the same area. It's like comparing Harrisburg to Mechanicsburg, I think.
What I want to come back to is why are there dollar bills?
It's just a
All
thing.
over the
Like
wall.
they have staplers everywhere, and like you literally walk up, you staple a dollar bill to the wall, and then you sign your name.
I'm
It's
more
just-
confused by the staplers everywhere than I am by the dollar bills.
Maybe there's
everywhere.
not staplers everywhere. I don't fucking remember, dude. This was years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, literally, like, there's not a wall or beam that's not covered in a dollar bill. It's fucking insane.
All right. That's interesting.
Yeah, like there's a few. I'm like, you guys had to have had like a ladder for that. Like it's It's really cool. We should hit up Johnny and plan a trip. It'd be sick. I could use that right now, just getting away from the world. I think everybody could, actually.
Yeah, it's nice. You go up there, things are very simple. Everybody goes to that same gas station to get anything they need.
Deli's not bad.
If that place wasn't there, like, I don't even know what you would do. Like, that is your point of contact if you need to go to the hospital. Like, you almost need to go to that store first.
It's
like
the Wild West out there, man. Like, it's a frontier, basically.
It is.
In Pennsylvania, people don't think of that shit, you know?
Dude, up there, there's, like, some roads where it's a one-lane road, and in the winter, like, cars have flipped over the hill. And up there, because it's in the middle of nowhere, you don't, like, they don't pull the car up the hill. It just stays there. It just stays in the woods.
It's just there now.
There are cars in the woods. It's so bizarre. We went up to our cabin, and after getting off the road, it was like another 40-minute drive on, like, a gravel road. Probably like, oh, yeah. It was probably like 20 miles.
That's what I would want, though.
It was crazy. Dude, that whole road, there was like 2 other driveways that we passed.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
If I didn't have to commute to work, I would love for my house to be in a place like that. Where I could just be remote all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, that always has looked like really interesting to me, just like kind of living way out in the middle of nowhere, but it's so inconvenient when you need things. And like,
I just don't like city life, mostly.
Well, like, are you saying city life in general or comparing your life to city life?
No. I mean city life in general. I'm not comparing my life to city.
Okay, I got you. Yeah,
we're probably like 3/4 of the way the opposite direction.
Yeah, I mean, like, we're not quite suburban, but
right.
Like, yeah, I mean, I live in a town.
See, that's a place. That's one of those towns where, like, everybody that lives in it, if you actually live there and don't just visit or have a cabin there, like you actually live there, you pretty much, everybody else knows you because you work in a significant, like, something that people need. Like,
you work in the
you work
store,
at that you work at that store,
yeah.
Right? You know, it's like, because that's all that's up there.
Kind of like what I was talking about a few episodes ago.
Right.
Yeah.
Everybody sort of relies on each other.
You work in the gas station.
Damn it, Jimmy's drunk again.
You work in the convenience store, or
Yep.
You're not talking about like, oh, I work at Walmart. Oh, which one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you don't have to ask that question.
Yeah, it's the Walmart, and like, there's no Starbucks out there. I mean, it's nice though, because like the people are genuinely nice, like very, very nice people. And you would think going out to like the middle of bumfuck nowhere, no cell phone reception. Why the fuck can't I talk? You're gonna get old Jeb on his porch with a shotgun if
like
you
swamp,
accidentally turn
like
around
swamp
in their
people
driveway.
or some shit.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
where they're gonna drive at you with guns out the window because you came on their property.
Velcro shows. What the hell?
I think we should.
Are you having a stroke?
Maybe we should cut to a break.
Do you guys smell toast?
Stroke.
Maybe we should cut to a break.
Stop mocking
let's cut
me.
to a break. Look, this is where we're at right now. We just took a 20-minute break probably, and we sat here and said that should we just cancel this week's episode because we don't know what to talk about. Obviously, booking right now is kind of sparse with the whole coronavirus going on. That's its whole own thing right there. But anything in the news, typically in the history of the show and all the time I've been doing podcasts, when I don't have a guest, I talk about something in the news. And right now, with the news and everything, and I'm not going to blame one side or the other, one religion or the other. It's not the right, it's not the left, it's fucking both. It's not Christians, it's not atheists, it's fucking both. Right now, you cannot say one thing without getting canceled, and that is what we're in fear of right now. So we want to know from our viewers, if we say something, and I'm not saying we're going to say something controversial and blah, 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 blah.
We're not trying to be edgy, I think is what you're trying to say.
No, yeah.
We're not.
If we say something you don't agree with,
right?
Are you going to cancel us, or are you going to say, well, hey, maybe we just have a different opinion?
This is that person's point of view.
Yeah.
And I think that's what you listen for. That's what you listen to things for, is to hear someone's point of view. If you just listen to hear your point of view, why do you even listen to anything?
Exactly. It's just self-confirmation. And that's not what I'm about. If you're insecure, you need to find your security somewhere else, in my opinion. Because that's the only reason why you need that self-confirmation. And sorry to call you out. You'll probably try to cancel me for that. But I don't give a fuck at this point, because I'm sitting here trying to make something out of a beautiful opportunity. And quite frankly, it's just very disheartening to just sit down and go, the fuck can I do?
Right.
If I say this, this person's going to cancel me. If I say this person's going to cancel me. What the fuck do you want from me?
If you say the wrong word, or you tag the wrong word, or you put the wrong thing in the description, YouTube will take your video down, or YouTube won't recommend your video, or maybe it won't put it out to the people that are subscribed to you that want your videos.
I think the worst part about it is that you as the listener, if you're listening, like we do this for you. So we're really in like a hard spot right now.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like I don't really do this for myself. I do this because people say this is entertaining. I like listening to it. And I'm not sitting here trying to act like we're something we're not. We don't have a huge following. We're trying to build a huge following, but we're not trying to get canceled before we can even build a following because we say one wrong thing. And I can't even I love playing devil's advocate, and I can't even do that. You play devil's advocate, and that's a fucking death wish right there. You just signed your death certificate to the internet, and probably your fucking job now, because it's going that far. And
someone will find you. They'll find out who you are. They'll find out where you work. They'll find out where you live.
I'm sorry, I have to, work a full-time job on top of this. Right. I'm not gonna say, oh, sorry, I didn't have a silver spoon in my mouth. I'm not gonna sit here and play the fucking victim. But like, what do you want from me? I have to work a full-time fucking job, and I want to put entertainment out there for other people to listen to and watch and enjoy. We all want to do that. That's why we're all here. That's why we all put our time into it. I'm exhausted right now. I could lay down on this floor and fall asleep, but I want to put information out there for people to listen to and digest. And maybe it's not going to change your opinion. Maybe it will. Does it change my opinion, or is it something that I believe? Not all the time, but it's information out there, right. And that's what the fuck I thrive off of. That's why when I get home on Friday from work, I put a podcast on, and I just let my YouTube roll on my TV all weekend. I don't know how many times I sit down for 20 minutes to eat something on my couch, and there's just a random podcast on. I'm like, I don't even know what show this is. I don't even know who these people are, but what they're talking about is interesting. Or I don't really agree with it, but maybe they'll change my mind, There's none of that.
Change my mind.
Yeah. Careful. Like, we're going to get canceled for making a Crowder reference. Like, just because we even know him, you could still get canceled. And that's the problem with how far it's gone right now. And I don't know. I hate it on both sides. You were saying something off air about the YouTube community.
Yeah, the cancel culture is a big thing, especially on YouTube right now. Obviously, there's a lot going on with Twitter. There's a lot going on with other social media platforms, but YouTube is a big one because there's years worth of...
Twitter's just like, we don't give a fuck. Well, Twitter's just doing whatever they are, and they're not even making a statement about it.
Twitter hasn't ever cared. They still don't care. It's the people on Twitter that care. No one asks Twitter what they think.
But they don't cater. But they don't... It seems like they don't cater to... They don't add any fuel to the fire because they don't cater to anybody but themselves. Like, if somebody doesn't like something, they just don't make a statement about it. They do whatever they want and call it a day. And I don't hear as many people talk about problems with Twitter as they do with YouTube.
Yes and no. I mean,
eventually people kind of just forget that, oh, they took so-and-so off, or, oh, they censored this tweet. Like, people just kind of forget because Twitter's kind of always moving and just like it's on to the next thing.
That's one of the reasons I don't like Twitter. There's too much shit going on all the time. It's so fast paced, and it's just constant, and it's not anything you can consume and understand and digest quickly.
What bothers me about Twitter is they have banned people, and then they have verified people who have said and done way worse things on there, still verified, still with a Twitter account. I think they need to be a lot more proactive with that. Like,
you have people out there. Big.
I personally don't care. I want to remove all censorship from everything.
Yeah,
that's my personal view.
Let anybody say anything.
Yeah,
which is how it is out in the real world.
Yep,
I can say anything, anywhere, anytime. You may not like it. You may complain about it. And the same goes for me. You may say something I don't like, and I may complain about it. I might not like it. I might not hang out with you anymore. I might not come back to your restaurant. I might, whatever. But that's how it is.
Yeah.
I can say what I want to say. You can say what you want to say. But because I put it in text on the internet, and you don't like it, now I can't put it in text on the internet anymore.
Because you don't like what they have to say. their voice doesn't matter. And I think that's dehumanizing. I don't think that's right.
Or because someone thought was funny 10 years ago and posted in a YouTube video that millions of people watched and also thought was funny, now they can't make the YouTube videos they're making currently.
Oh, yeah, YouTube videos that YouTube monetized and made money off of.
A lot.
A lot of money off of.
And a lot of companies, I won't name any, companies that sponsored it or showed ads on it and made money off of it and got clicks off of it. And they all just turn a blind eye to it when people start attacking them because they made some content a decade ago that you don't like now, because now is the time to attack them. Not 10 years ago when it was wrong then. I'm not going to say it's not wrong, but they are open to do whatever they want. Yeah. If you don't want to watch them, don't watch them.
See, here's the thing that's kind of been happening with culture in general, at least the way that I see it, is that, you know, there was a time when one party would disagree with other party, and that was okay because the second party would be like, you know what, fuck off. I'm not listening to whatever the party A says.
Yeah.
Now it's to a point where party A says something that party B does not like, so party B wants party A censored so that they don't have to listen to it. But if
just don't fucking listen to it.
If you don't like it, just don't fucking listen.
Yeah,
right.
That's like today. And
if you don't like what we just said, don't listen to us.
Yeah, we'll be fine without your views because somebody else. There's what, 3 billion people, or how many people are out there on this fucking planet? A lot more.
Over 7 billion.
Oh, sorry. So,
brother, where have you been for the last
3 billion
100
people,
years?
3 billion people in what country? It doesn't matter. We're gonna get past this. No, listen. It's like the argument. This is kind of a hot subject here, but fuck it. Who cares? Cyberbullying. People are like, oh, well, you didn't have to deal with bullying like they did. It's like these kids would like physically punch you in school, and they're like, well, yeah, but you would go home and it would all go away. These people are getting bullied online now, and it's like, so put the fucking phone down.
Yeah, it would, dude.
Like
back when we were using MySpace, if I was friends with someone on MySpace and for some reason I didn't like them because they were like a jerk or a dick or whatever,
you weren't
guess
in my
what?
top 8 anymore.
Yeah, I just took you off my top 8. Yeah. Hell, I might have deleted you from my friends list.
Or,
people actually did that then.
Or
like,
you change your profile song to something sad.
Nobody used online profiles as an actual extension of that person the way that they do now.
Yeah.
Now if you don't have a Facebook, you don't exist.
Yeah.
You know.
I don't condone cyberbullying to make that clear.
No,
right. You're not encouraging it, but But to what you're saying is,
you also live a real fucking life. If that person is bullying you, fucking get up and do something about it. If you're not going to do something about it, it's hard to say because like cyberbullying typically deals with children. I get that, but if you're not willing to do something, then what else do you expect?
And if you are going to be upset about cyberbullying, I mean, I get it. It's happened and I don't condone it. But personally, if someone online is really hurting you by saying something online, my personal point of view is then you either maybe you're not mature enough to have it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Stay the fuck off of it.
Yeah. And like that's where it's like, hello, parents, fucking do something about your kids. You know? Have some accountability.
I mean, they're having like TikTok now at like whatever. And like, dude, I didn't even have a MySpace until I was like, I don't know, late middle school.
Yeah, same.
Like, I don't know.
But to that effect, what is your child gaining? I'm not saying your child shouldn't be allowed to be online or watch YouTube videos or research things. All of that is beneficial, I think. The internet has done a great thing for learning. But
yeah, I learn a lot.
But you do learn a lot, especially from porn. But what is your child gaining from being on a platform where your child can be bullied?
I think of the bad outweighs the good, and a lot of people don't look into that. They don't look at that.
Is your child learning something worthwhile from a platform where other people can bully them? I'm not saying this applies to every single case. It probably doesn't apply to more than half of the cases. But I'm saying whatever platform your child is being bullied on, assuming it's your child, or it might be you, whatever's happening to you, are you getting more benefit than loss from the platform where you're being bullied or being dehumanized or being whatever?
See, I've talked about kind of like a side note, but since we're kind of on the topic, I've talked to people for years about like the internet is great. The internet has provided us stuff. There's people that can get almost there are people who do, but there's people who can get, without going to school, almost get a college education right online.
Yeah.
You know, the information is awesome, but there's always been this thing of like how much information is too much. And when it gets to the point where, like the conversation we had a couple episodes ago where I said like, oh, like I see you post a picture and, you know, and then I see you the next day and you're like, oh, like, man, like I did this, and I'm kind of like, I want to hear you tell me about it. Yeah. Like I'm trying to be organic, but like I kind of already saw everything. I saw the picture. I saw what you did. Now is when information is too much.
From my own girlfriend, I'll have an anecdote from that. And I know she'll either listen to this, maybe she won't, whatever. I'll come home from work. She's working from home. It's not that she doesn't work. She's working from home. And she'll go like, oh, this happened today. Or like, oh, the cat, whatever. Or, hey, I saw this and I go like, oh, yeah, you sent it to me in a Snapchat.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'm less interested because I already saw a picture of it. But if I had waited until I got home and you had a story to tell me, I would be interested. But because I saw the picture at some point while I was busy during the day and went like, what the fuck? Like, I can't deal with that right now.
I kind of see both sides of it in my daily life right now because I'm self-employed. You guys know that. So to anybody else out there in my position, you know that even picking up your phone, other than a phone call for like crap that needs to get done, customers calling you, people hassling you about this and that, as much as I have the phone, I don't actually social media like at all. I don't have the time for it. I work all day. I miss half the stuff that, you know, when you guys post a group chat, and I miss it because I don't have a chance to pick up the phone.
Yeah.
So I get some of that disconnection, and I think it's beneficial to me to an extent. But on the other side, where the rest of the world, at least in my point of view, the rest of the world is operating that way normally day to day, like they're doing the group chats, the Snapchat, all of that, and I can't keep up with it. Like, it's getting to a point where like I almost don't fit in with society anymore because I'm not as in tune with what's going on in the moment online anymore.
Yeah. No, I get that. And I think it's pretty clear that I am one of those people because I'm always just on my phone for one reason or another, and there's always somebody down my neck talking to me about something, whether it's work or personal related.
The most I ever see you off your phone is during this podcast.
Yeah, basically. I mean,
and even then, it's difficult.
And no, not anymore. Yeah, I mean, like, I hate it. Like, there's so many days I'm driving down the road and I just want to throw my fucking phone out the window, but I can't.
I don't even like that it's right there all the time.
It's not healthy.
I have my phone on Do Not Disturb right now. But
well, like as soon as we cut this off, like it'll be
right back up
immediately.
Yep.
No matter what you're looking at, whether you're looking at text or pictures or Snapchat or Facebook or whatever notifications you have. And if there isn't anything, you're looking for something.
Kind of back to your point, actually, about how when you get home from work and your girlfriend's telling you about stuff,
right?
And, like, you already seen it's a little bit less genuine. It kind of reminds me of like that joke we used to make as kids with like Ryan and Josh. We're like, oh, you see the guy? He went through the manual door instead of the automatic door. That guy's a go-getter. But like it almost correlates to this,
right?
Because you're like,
he's making a point to go out of his way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
exactly. And it's just
like I want to take the steps to enjoy something.
Yes.
Whether you enjoy it or not, but I want to go through the steps at least to interact.
I think that's something that comes with age, definitely. But I'm always like a go fast person because I'm also a very busy person. So I'm like, all right, if I want to get all of the stuff done in one day, I need to go. Saturdays are my day to catch up on everything. I typically don't even eat until 5 o'clock in the evening just because I'm going so much I completely forget to eat. I'm just one of those.
You and me both, brother.
Yeah, we're just those kind
Well,
of
and
people.
all that Bud Light fills you up pretty quickly.
It does fill me up pretty quickly. Yeah, and then I fall asleep very quickly because I have no alcohol, no food to soak up the alcohol.
That's why you eat at 5.
Yeah. Yeah, back. I kind of just want to go back to this cancel culture thing. I just really want to know from our viewers if you could please shoot us a message. If there was ever a time to do it, now is the time. Let us know what you think because we're struggling. We're not the only ones. We're minuscule.
And it's only going to get worse now because especially with the state of Pennsylvania currently, we're going to have more of a harder time getting guests on and a harder time having people in the studio and being close to people and interacting with people, and it's going to be difficult.
Dude,
And when it's just us, what do we talk about? Well, currently in the news, the only things to talk about are things that are going to get us in trouble and get us deplatformed, get us demonetized. Not that we're monetized.
Yeah, keep us from getting monetized. And it's like, all right, so if we're not going to be able to have guests, we're going to have to talk about the news. If we're going to talk about the news, it's going to be controversial. And everybody, to some extent, whether out loud or in their head, they all play devil's advocate at one point. And I'm going to question things just because I kind of am. I'm not saying I actually question it. I'm not saying I read and believe it. I also don't believe every single thing I read.
Right.
But there's always it's to be honest, playing devil's advocate is just fucking content for you even. It's food for thought.
And this is the platform.
And this is the platform. And people out there are doing exactly what we're doing, and they're being shut down just for that. And it's either, all right, you either across the board do that for everybody, which I don't think there's a company out there that has the manpower to go out there and cancel every single person that's done something wrong, or nobody at all.
And if you did, what would be left?
Nothing. Nothing.
Yeah, I also think
something
that's
wrong?
impacted a lot of, a lot of like that sort of what's going on there with like the cancel culture. Like obviously, like us going into quarantine really made it an absolute staple. Like it really brought it in because people had more time to be on social media, more time to be online.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that because of that, it's sort of pushed it even into a more and more norm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. And like people are miserable more now than ever. I mean, I joined a neighborhood Facebook page recently, and it's just people.
The friendly neighborhood
it's
Facebook
just
page.
People being fucking miserable. Everybody is fucking miserable and wants to put their fucking miserable opinion out there. Nobody wants to be happy. Like, the petty shit I see, the amount of people I see complaining about fireworks on this page. I'm like, listen, you understand we are in the middle of a global pandemic, whether you believe it or not.
Someone is having the small amount of fun that they can enjoy right now.
Thank you. You took the words out of my mouth.
On their own time, on their own property.
Literally the only thing that can make them happy is watching a tiny little explosive launch up into the sky and blow up in front of them because that's kind of what they want the world to do right now.
Which is legal, by the way.
Yep.
All of it is illegal.
And I
You're
understand.
complaining about it.
I understand noise ordinances. Motherfucker.
Noise ordinances.
But, and I get it. If it's midnight on a weeknight, I get it.
Yeah,
but
noise
dude,
accordions.
Like how we're gonna fucking get through it. We're gonna get through it. You will be fine. I understand not to get canceled. Veterans and stuff like that. People with PTSD. I understand that. I totally understand that.
And
but
you're
Bob and Linda down the street who have worked in accounting your entire fucking life, eat a dick. Like, it's always at 9:00. Yeah. You ever looked at what time the fucking sun goes down?
right.
Like, oh yeah, because fireworks have always been a daytime thing. Yeah.
And I do understand your dogs, your pets, whatever, are sensitive. I've always been a dog person. Now I own a cat. That's fine. I get it. I understand. But there
Are you
things,
guys actually legitimately noticing more fireworks, though? I don't notice anything any different.
I think especially in PA, I don't know if anybody else is aware of this that's actually listening right now, but I know especially in PA, since the larger fireworks became legal. Not to say that they weren't.
Well, it's only been a short time.
Right.
Last year.
I think more people are
because last year tons of people were setting fireworks off all summer.
They were relevant like for decades now. As long as I can remember, people were setting off illegal fireworks. But now every fireworks store, which there are more of now because they can sell stuff that they actually make money on, not just like fucking poppers you throw at the ground.
Right.
There's just a ton more available. And I think people are buying more because it's more available and it's close by. I mean, I can drive 5 minutes from work to a firework store. A store.
Oh, I need to know
on
where
the
that one's
side
at.
of a highway that just sells fireworks.
And that's it.
That was never a thing before.
Is that like a pop-up tent, or is it like an actual store?
It's a location that got purchased, and they vinyl printed the whole side of the building fireworks.
You're gonna have to.
I'll tell you where it is.
Yeah, we'll talk about it off air.
But usually you have to go to like a pop-up tent in like a diner parking lot.
Well, that's how it's always been for us.
Well,
and even then they had like fountains.
Yep.
And
snakes.
they had like little tanks that roll across the ground and snakes.
Just cut in Joe Dirt right here. One point you made while I was grabbing a beer about the animals and stuff.
Right.
That's also something that's like, all right, you should have thought about that when you adopted that animal. Like, it's like, if you don't want to wake up to a crying baby in the middle of the night, don't have a fucking kid. Like,
I get it from both sides. Because I wouldn't want my pet to be traumatized because the neighbors decided to set off fireworks. But I also have to understand that
pets actually are traumatized and are hiding under the bed, or how many of them just bark at it because they do everything, you know?
Well, that's a whole different story. Because I think if you have a dog that you never mind. If we get into that, I'll really go off the deep end.
Yeah, same here. I just think there's a lot more people making problems because they want to feel relevant.
Well, and right now there's nobody to listen to you.
Yeah.
You're just at your house, so it's the only people you can scream at are your neighbors.
Yeah.
And under a muffled mask.
Yeah.
Well, in other news, I actually stumbled across Kevin Hart is coming out with a new movie. It's like
he got canceled.
What?
He got canceled.
He got canceled.
Kevin Hart got canceled.
From what?
He made a am I allowed to say he made a gay joke?
When?
In one of his stand-up skits.
I literally just saw this today.
Yeah, he wasn't allowed. He was supposed to host like the Grammys or the Emmys or something like that. And in one of his old stand-up skits, he made a joke about his son like doing something quote unquote gay, and they banned him from being an announcer.
Oh well, never mind. That's
How dare
canceled.
you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not siding with him, but I'm just saying like it's literally cancel culture is that much that. You can name one person trying to talk about a different topic, and nope, they were canceled.
If you jokingly in context make a joke that people laugh at, in context, in a joking manner, at a comedy show.
You can't censor comedy. I'm probably going to get canceled for saying that. Jesus Christ.
I think the only thing that can allow you to be censored from comedy is like if you're like a Chris D'Elia. Is that how it's pronounced? Chris D'Elia? Is it?
There is a less than 1% chance that he will watch this, but I will love every second of it if Chris D'Elia watches this and gets to hear you mispronounce his name.
Fucking do that.
The best part.
You're not allowed to talk about him. He's canceled now.
I don't care if he's
for
canceled.
Good reasons.
I would just love, and I'll probably, I don't even have a Twitter. I'll probably make a Twitter to post this specifically to him.
He won't be able to see it in prison. He is going to jail.
Chris D'Elia?
No, yeah, he's not going to jail. I don't think. Well, he's being charged. I think with making.
I don't have time to
on a minor. You didn't hear about that?
I did not hear about that.
Really? Oh, really?
Yeah.
That happened last week. Yeah, a bunch of tweets came out and stuff, and it was everywhere.
Dude, why the fuck? Can we just shut Twitter down? Why is everything?
They went after Justin Bieber last week, and Justin Bieber shut it down.
We should just stop it now. We should just cut it off now. Everything comes out of Twitter. Everything good, bad, ugly, terrible, the president. Everything comes out of Twitter.
Yeah.
There's no stopping it. We should just. We'll just give the servers to Russia or whoever wants them.
You know what? Let's just
give up.
This moment restructure Darker with Daniel. Throw those fucking rules in the trash. And the rules with Darker with Daniel is there are no rules, and if you don't like it, don't listen.
Fuck it.